Chat, I have terrible news. They're making a fourth Despicable Me movie. It's so over. Anyways, welcome back to Cubecar. It's been a minute, admittedly. I have had a lot of busy moments come up recently, and I hadn't really had chances to get back into the live streaming bit. But we're back, and we're here at California Super Speedway, or Auto Club Speedway, whatever you call it. If you're a racing boomer like me, even though I'm 20, but still, if you're a racing boomer like me, you'll call it California Speedway. Well, welcome.
Drivers, to your cars.
Actually, let me go ahead and get spawned in real quick so we can get this race underway.
Drivers, stop!
Stop. Let's look at our starting lineup for today's event here at California Super Speedway. It's another pole position for the 44 of Daisy, who starts out front in today's event. Row number 2, Hubris, another race winner on the intermediates. Look for her to be powerful today. Row 3, another fast intermediates driver, Shadow, and Mr. Kill, who has yet to prove how fast he is on these intermediate tracks. Row 3, Curb in the 01 and Igus in the 19, who won at this track in the original season 2 when I ran this in another server. Let's see if she can do it again here today. Meloetta in the 7, Dragonite in the 23, then Grimnir Nation in the 66, and then Air Traffic Cone in the 22. Suncube in the 56, our last week's winner at Daytona, and Sad Knuckles in the 82, another good qualifying run for that cube. Pak in the 11 and Haruhi in the 55, Sheepmobile in the 30, and Gogolmobile in the 13. Whimsicott in the 89, Spark It Up in the 98. U-Haul in the 26 and Roadtoad in the 98. Goob in the 00 and Toasto in the 17. Bowser in the 85 and Lightning McQueen in the 95. Heihachi in the 34 and Pac-Mobile in the 97. The One Piece in the 93 and then Crush Cube in the 24. Raccoon in the 45, Tram in the 42, Omori Jr. in the 02, and Cold Steel in the 74. Galaga in the 16, Space Cube in the 31. Actually, teammates, technically, because they both have the same number font. Amugos in the 51, La Cube de Baguette in the 60, Sisyphus in the 08, Hedgerton in the 06, Kalinoa in the 79, Gun in the 47. Rounding out the field today are 70-sider and Gentle Cat in the 71. Got a lot of action for today. 125 laps at this 2-mile intermediate oval. Some may consider it a super speedway, but I consider it to be an intermediate because, well, it is. Also, hi Blaze Singer and hi Mello. Welcome to the chat. Last year at this race, it was a pretty nice race up until the big one at around lap 60. But hopefully we won't have a big one this time around to take out a billion different people. We've got a bunch of experienced intermediate racers at the front of the field. 2 of them are winless. Shadow and Daisy both winless from last year, looking to get a win here and this year. And Daisy, without her teammate this year, is going to have to look for a drafting partner to help her out this year without any help whatsoever. But she's on the front row here today with last year's regular season champion Hubris. Let's see who can get it done today. And the Auto Club race is green. You're going to start seeing people fan out very early here. We'll be seeing that again at Michigan further down the line. Another very similar track to this, but the inside lane looks to be the way to go as they're fanning out 3 wide, not 4 wide just yet, but we'll be seeing that later on for sure. But right now, Daisy does not have much of an advantage over the 3 of Shadow. Just trying to get myself comfortable in this chair. Looks like she's going to lead the first lap, but it is very easy to get a good run out of the first corner if you can carry in a lot of speed. And it looks like she's going to lead this first lap. I don't think she led at all at Daytona last week because she was further back in the pack, so this is a refreshing change of pace for that automobile as they get very close towards the wall. Entering turn 1. And now Hubris in the 07. These two have battled a lot over last year. And right now they're battling here once again, except Mr. Kill in the 21. Looking to make an imprint on this year, the rookie. Currently battling for Rookie of the Year if he doesn't end up winning the championship. Still another thing he could go for, but right now, 3 of our most accomplished Super Speedway racers are top 3. That is Daisy, Hubris, and Shadow. Then Meloetta right behind. Curb in the 01 making some headway on Grimnir Nation in the 66 and Igus in the 19. And then Suncube in the top 10. Looking to make it 2 in a row to start off the year after winning at Daytona. This Pac in the 11, one of our best qualifying field fillers. Actually, our highest running field filler right now. Unless, oh no, maybe, oh yeah, there's Traffic Cone. Traffic Cone was our highest qualifying field filler, but now Pac is our highest qualifying field filler in the 11, and he's doing pretty good so far. But now he's battling with Whimsicott on his outside lane, trying to make something work as the leaders have started to disperse a little bit, but now we're 3 wide between Suncube, Grimnir Nation, and Igus in the 19. Looks like the 66 is going to slide a little bit in the corner, having a lot of problems trying to get it to work. Also, hi DG. Welcome to the stream. So a little bit of information about this track, a little bit of history. This track is actually gone, like just straight up dead IRL. As of last year, the demolition process has begun to turn this track into a short track, which is something that has been, oh yeah, Sisyphus Cube. He is actually moved up quite a bit. He's moved up to 32nd, but he's on the outside lane, so he's not going to make that much headway. But yeah, this track is basically gone IRL. Or it's being in the process of being demolished because the landowners want a Walmart, or at least they want residential areas, and to compensate for that, they're turning this track into a short track, which means last year we had the last ever race on the 2-mile layout, which is just unfortunate. This is the 2012 version. The newest version I could get that did not have issues with the AI physics, also called the INI, because this game runs with INI files. If you're familiar with modding games, you should be familiar with those. But right now, Daisy in the 44, getting a good bit of headway ahead of Hubris in the 07. Remember, like I mentioned, she has come many times... take that out of context. She's came many times close to winning a race last season, but did not get any chance. She led the most laps at Las Vegas, the 3rd race of the season last year, but had a bad pit stop, sent her to the back, and she ended up getting a top 10. And then at Watkins Glen was battling for the lead with Lightning McQueen and Squidward. Actually, both cubes. Actually, no, Squidward has not entered for this season, but Lightning McQueen is still in this for this season. However, his AI is nerfed compared to last year, which doesn't really change much because he was last in points overall last year. Hard to believe that he's actually a champion of the original season. They're making track housing. Haha. It's funny because there's a team named Trackhouse. Thank you, Pitbull, for creating Trackhouse. No, I'm serious. Pitbull, the Pitbull, has made a team, and the team's name is Trackhouse. And they're actually pretty good. They actually won the 24 Hours of Daytona earlier today. Meanwhile, back at the pack, still having some 3-wide action, but here comes Gentlecat in the 71, started last, trying to make some moves around the 51 of Amugus and the 02 of Omori Jr. But Omori Sr. is not in the field this year. That's because we already have a number 2. Oh, trouble! Lightning McQueen's hard on the wall! That may cause a caution. Yes, it will. Caution is out for the first time today. I believe he got dumped going into turn number 2. And just as I brought him up, he is hard on the wall, and that's going to probably end his day because that was a huge shot to the turn 2 safer barrier. And we are under caution for the first time today, really early for this race, that's for sure. And now they're going to go start slowing down and bunching up behind the pace car for our first caution of the year, because we had 0 at Daytona. They managed to keep it clean the whole time there, so let's rewind and see what happened to the 95 going into turn number 2. Oh, he came down on the 96 of Road Toad. Actually, no, it was on lap 8. So we're going to fast forward a little bit here. Oh, was it Sisyphus that turned him? Or was it Packmobile? It was... Oh, it's Packmobile. Yoop. Oh, he tried to come down on both of them. They just punted him into the wall. It was a joint effort between Packmobile and Road Toad, but problems for the 95. That basically... Oh, Daisy's on pit road early. Is anyone else coming down? Suncube as well, so we're already seeing some different pit strategies, and that means a lot at this track, because both of the last 2 times I've run this track in a Cube Racing series, there have been times where Cubes have run out of fuel before the end of the race due to how long it takes to actually get fuel here, or how long it takes for the fuel to run out. But already some takers on pit road, including McQueen himself, who is just trying to repair that damage he got. Golgomobile is in, so is Suncube and Daisy. And I believe Amori Jr. and Gentle Cat as well. So 6 takers on pit road early on. Yeah, Crush Cube did not take him out. He has been clean so far in this event. It looks like Suncube's going to get out on pit road first ahead of Daisy. But I'd say the pit window, the time for them to start pitting in this race is around lap 41. So that's what I mean by the time for them coming to pit road is really tight, because they can run out of fuel before the end of the race if they all take the same strategy, which obviously we're seeing some strategy differences here. And if the race goes on normally for the rest of the event, which from what I've seen already, that probably won't happen. But some of these guys that pitted early might actually make it to the end on fuel. So this might be a power play for Suncube and Daisy to go ahead and pit now, so that they can make it to the end on fuel later. So who knows if that'll be the strategy to go with for this race. But Mr. Kill is your leader under this caution. Unfortunately, we probably have to wait a couple of laps until you have to go back to green. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Had to take some water there. Crush Cube too far back to do anything. Well, that depends on if his AI wants to recover. Because sometimes at tracks like these, the cubes that start further in the back will have a better chance. Like U-Haul is actually doing a pretty good job at going through the field. He's 16th, and he started further back. Same with Cold Steel in the 74. I believe he's only 27th right now. He actually is doing pretty decent right now, but Klonoa's also gained a few spots. I think Packmobile is now last. Actually, no, Suncube. Or Packmobile is last out of the cubes that did not pit. But McQueen is going to continue this race, but he's obviously going to be at an aero disadvantage, so it'll be easier for him to go a lap down. But we will be going green in 2 laps because the pace car lights are still on. So while we're at it, if my free... Did I turn on... Ah, shit. I forgot to turn on free cam. Oh, well. I was going to use the free camera, but now that I think about it, that might actually crash the game, and I do not want that to happen, even though we're only like 10 laps in, or 11 laps in. But while we're at it, let's go through the field. So now, actually, the 66 of Grimnir Nation's up to 5th. Actually, Whimsicott is up to 9th. Good run for the 89, who was on pole position. Actually started 2nd at Daytona, then fell back to a top 20 position. But so far, so good for the 89, looking to get another decent finish and go further up in the points. But since we only have 20 races this season, the higher up you finish, the better it is overall. And since we no longer have a playoffs or a gimmicky playoff system, it's easier for Crashits to carry you away. Nah, I don't really feel like it. That happened last season when I raced at Martinsville, and I had to switch tracks because the track that I used apparently was causing the crashing issue, so I had to switch to the vanilla version, which we ended up having 13 yellow flags in that race. And by the way, we are going green next time by, so expect the pace car to pull away once we go back into turn 4. But yeah, I do not want to crash the game. That does not seem like the ideal situation right now. But honestly, I'd say this 21 of Mr. Kill, it's way too early to say this right now, but I believe he could be a championship contender with this new point system. He's been very consistent, almost won at Daytona, and that's a super speedway track, so this is a different layout, different way of driving. But so far, he's already impressed us in this race here at Auto Club, leading these laps under caution, I might add, but he's going to be in an advantage when we go back to green, going single file here in this race. Now, unfortunately, the rules here aren't the same, or at least in this game are not the same as they are in real life, because this game is over 20 years old now. Yeah, I'm surprised no one has submitted an SPB cube. I mean, Mr. Kill is probably the closest thing we have to an SPB cube, because someone did mod Mr. Kill's face onto an SPB, which I think is pretty funny. But I'm surprised neither of both seasons we've not had it. X debug item 23. Unleash Tuesday on the final lap. I mean, I could, but I don't have the special version of this game that allows me to use extra commands. Someone actually did make a separate modified exe of this game where you can use separate commands, but I do not have that installed. I'll have to get to that after the season is done, but we're back to green flag racing, and Mr. Kill will lead them to the green at lap 13. I saw Heihachi pulling out of line back there as Meluetta in the 7 trying to get a run on Mr. Kill for the lead. But they're all still single file, but they won't be for long on this back straightaway as people start getting out of line and try and find places to pass on the bottom lane. Here comes Hubris in the 07 trying to get back out front. Here comes Curb as well as Sad Knuckles and Whimsicott. And another thing about all the Cubes that pitted early is that they're on fresher tires, sort of. Even though their tires are 8 laps fresher, they'll be able to go more of a distance than everyone else, like I mentioned earlier. So, but battle for the lead here. Meluetta trying to take that spot away from Mr. Kill, and she's not clear just yet, but she has the advantage on the inside lane, side by side on the back straightaway. But just about dead even here. But Meluetta is probably going to have the advantage here as she goes down. Curb should win TBH. He's having a pretty good run so far, and he's running, or he was running 5th, but now it looks like he's running 6th or 7th, maybe even 8th. Behind Dragon Knight, who got a top 5 finish at Daytona last week, also having a pretty decent run here in California. California girls, they're unforgettable. 3 wide back here between Goob, Sheepmobile, and Igus. Looks like the 19 is going to get out of there pretty clean. Whimsicott also being swallowed up in this pack, and here comes Sheepmobile. 2 allies off the track, but they could become 2 rivals in an instant. We've got 3 field fillers battling for position. U-Haul, Traffic Cone, and Puck in the 11. Ooh, Spark It Up and Tram have actually made up some spots to start this race. There's the 42 having a pretty good run. There's 70-sider who started in the last row. He's up to 23rd, made up a lot of positions in today's race, not doing too bad. And there's Sisyphus in the 08 as well, gained some spots from all the other cubes who came down pit road earlier. I forgot to give the 08 a banner, but I'm just going to clarify that he is not a field filler. He is contending for the championship, but I forgot to give him a banner, so one must imagine Sisyphus with a banner, I guess. There's Bowser in the 85, replacing the 11 of Blood Clot from last year. Same owner, just a different cube. Did pretty decent at Daytona last week until he had to pit to get some fuel towards the end of the race, but so far so good for that 85. Tram making a run on the 89 of Spark It Up, and he's making another run on the 55 of Haruhi, not giving him very much room though. They're going to be 3 wide out of turn 2. And there's your defending series champion, the 45 of Raccoon. Trying to make quick work of both of them, defending both of Tram and Haruhi from the bottom lane. Oh, spinner in turn 3! It's Sad Knuckles in the 82. And the caution's out again. He's going to get it right, and he's going to get back going again, but another, looks like he got turned. Oh, McQueen. That could have been so much worse. We're going to rewind and see what happened to this 82 cube. It looks like either Dragonite or Grimnir Nation in the 66 was responsible for this. Oh, and the 98 has had an engine problem. We're going to cut back to that once we get back to the live feed, but the 98 of Whimsicott. Ooh, that's a .965. He is probably done for the day. I think, it might have been Grimnir Nation in the 66 that took him out. Here comes Sheepmobile going 3 wide. Yep, no room for the 82, and that's another big hit to the inside wall. And that's what caused the big one last year. The 82 being forced off the track and into the wall is what caused so many people. Oh, and the 3. Oh my god, it happened again. Okay, so context. Last season, Shadow the Hedgehog, probably one of the fastest cubes on track, even though he was late to the season. But he had so many mechanical failures. Like, it was crazy. Like, he'd have a mechanical failure basically every other week. Just when he was about to win, he would just have an issue, but now he's going to have to come down pit road, try and fix that fuel leak. Let me get the secondary ticker up here. But I believe if Whimsicott comes to pit road with that engine failure, he'll be done for the day. Actually, is it the 98? Oh, that's the 98 of Spark It Up. Sorry, that was not Whimsicott with that fuel issue. It looks like the 98 is already out of this race. Wherever he is. Oh, he's just slow. And there's no smoke coming out of that thing either, so he might actually be good. Although I doubt it. Also, I think Sad Knuckles will be fine, but now since Daisy already pitted, she's going to take the lead again with a 13 of Gogolmobile, then Gentle Cat, then McQueen. And since McQueen is still in the lead lap, he's going to be fourth, but that might be problematic because he is slower with that aerodynamics damage. But Mr. Kill wins the race off pit road. Milluetta comes out second, Curb comes out third, then Dragonite, then Sheepmobile, then Grimnir Nation, U-Haul, Whimsicott, Suncube, and Goob. And Coalseal in the 74 had a great pit stop. And it looks like everyone else that didn't pit that first time are coming down now to get tires and fuel. Actually, we can check to see what they did now. So the A here means a full can of fuel. Actually, no, A here means all tires, and 2 means 2 cans of fuel. So they are basically good to go for another 40-something laps. A couple others are off the cycle because they got different strategies, but it'll be interesting to see what they do here. Actually, let me go back and see what these other cubes took. So it was 1344. So Gogolmobile only took right side tires and a splash of fuel, and so did Suncube. But Daisy took all 4 tires and 2 cans of fuel, so she's technically on a better strategy than Gogolmobile and Gentle Cat. I don't think Lightning McQueen took tires or... Well, that's normal for McQueen. No tires, just gas. But we're back under caution again for the 82 of Suncube getting dumped into the wall, and he's going to be last place as of right now. And Spark It Up now on pit road after being stuck on the track after losing his engine. But looks like Shadow got out okay after that. Oh, maybe he's still on pit road. Yeah, he is. So he may go a lap down if he doesn't get off pit road fast enough. But that would be tough for him because that has just been... Oh, and the 98 has just retired from the race with a piston failure. So that is our last car winner. Spark It Up is done for the day. Our first DNF of the race. Lure accurate, yeah. I mean, he probably already took tires and gas after he wrecked the first time, so... Well, no, he didn't, so... Did he, though? Yep, he did take tires and gas, never mind. So, he is good on strategy, but he is going to be slower because of his damage. So now that we're back under caution again, only 20 laps in, I can already tell this is going to be a long race with how the AI has been racing each other so far. Last season, let me double check real quick to see how many cautions we had, because I have them all in a Google Sheets thing. Here it is. So last season at this track, we only had 1 caution, and that was for that big wreck that took out basically half the field. And so many of them were destroyed in that one crash. If you want to go back and see that, check out the season 1 race 2 race from last year. Around lap 60, I think, where the big one happened, but I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet, considering both of our wrecks so far have been outside wall crashes, but the reason that the big one happened last season, is because the car that wrecked last time came back up the track into everyone else, and that's what caused everyone to crash into him and caused the big one. But thankfully it's not cloudy this time like it was last time we ran this race. It is a nice sunny day, even though it's kind of hard to tell because of old game graphics, but we'll be going back to green this time by Daisy is your leader. She'll be leading for the 10th lap this race. We've only had 3 leaders so far. Daisy, Milluetta, and Mr. Kill have only led laps in this race so far. Spark is die, I agree. And it looks like Shadow is going a lap down, maybe more. He can get that lap back if he is ahead of Daisy. Win another caution. No, never mind. He's probably going to go another lap down, let's be real. Yeah, like I said, Shadow has been plagued with bad luck on mechanical failures, and that's how he's never gotten a single win. He's been close, but he's either gotten fucked over by cautions or fucked over by bad problems on pit road. Pace car rolls off, and we're about to get our second restart of the day at lap 22 once Daisy crosses the line here. And we're back racing again at Auto Club. And actually, let me check the schedule real quick. I believe our next race is Kansas. If I can find the document real quick. Where's that damn document? I cannot find it. Okay, here it is. So yeah, Richmond is actually next on the schedule after this race. That'll probably be on Tuesday. And then next week, we'll have Circuit of the Americas, a new track for this season. It is a road course in Texas. Some ultimate life form he is. Is he still on pit road? I think he is. Because he has just gone a third lap down, so he is still struggling with the issues with that fuel system. Yeah, he's still on pit road, so he's probably going to be on there for a while, maybe even for the entire race. I've seen that happen before. That's what happened to Igus at New Hampshire last season, and that was not fun to watch, especially for me, who made that cube. Daisy will lead. Gogomobile runs second. Now Curb, with the fresher tires, is going to move up to third. He's the highest running out of anyone that has pitted so far. We're under that last caution. And since he's on those fresher tires, he may actually be able to get up to the lead and pass Daisy coming up. So the 01 running nice and good right here. Mr. Kill further back in that 21. Suncube in the 56 rounding up the top 10. He actually might be in 9th now. Actually, no, he believes he still is in 10th. Now battling with Dragonite in the 23. Mr. Kill was actually in 9th that previous lap. A lot of people going down, way down to the bottom. Ooh, Tram trying to make it 4 wide with air traffic cone, U-Haul and Haruhi. Can he do it? Are they going to go 4 wide? No, they will not go 4 wide, but still a very bold move by the 42 of Tram. And he might get both of these spots on Raccoon and the 22 of Traffic Cone here. Raccoon trying to find a time to get past the 55 of Haruhi here. And U-Haul side drafting the 45, doing a pretty good job in that 26, even though he is not fighting for the championship. Everyone with a banner and a name is fighting for the championship this season, so anyone without a banner, except for Sisyphus. Is Shadow finally off the track? No, he is not. He's still on pit road. So tough luck for the 3. He's no longer doing it for Dale. But now Meloetta has passed both Gentle Cat and now is looking to pass Gogomobile in the 13, but the 13 holding her off pretty well. The Curb in the 01 looking to pass Daisy for the lead here at California. He's got a pretty good run on those fresher tires. Can he get out front and hold off Daisy until the first set of green flag pit stops? Probably around lap 60. He's got a big run. He's taking a look, but he's not going to get it this time. He needs a draft right here to get past Daisy. Oh, but he lost a little bit of momentum there. He's going to have to catch back up to her again. Meanwhile, look at this huge pack of cubes right here. Battling for some positions in the top 10. Mr. Kill currently leading this little pack. Then Goob in the 00 making up some spots. Hubris has fallen back a little bit. 70-sider actually are now our highest running field filler in the 70. There's August in the 19 who's dropped back a little bit. So has Suncube. And Toasto in the 17. Air Traffic Cone has fallen off a bit. Road Toad in the 96. There's Sisyphus also making up some more spots in that 08. He's now in 23rd. So look out for him towards the end of this race because he is one of our biggest movers. Haha, pun intended. And now he's going 3 wide with Road Toad and the 22 of Air Traffic Cone. He's going to get those spots with help from the 97 of Packmobile. Suncube taking a look to the inside. Oh, the Tosto trying to make it 4 wide between him, Tram, Suncube, and U-Haul. Looks like he's not going to get it, though, as both Suncube and U-Haul will get away from that exchange. As now Suncube hunting down the 19 of Igus for position here. And now Gentle Cat in the 71 on those older tires, just trying to hold off everyone else getting past him. He didn't qualify all too well, so now he's just hanging out near the back. Actually qualified last, so he is looking forward to get some more positions here. But Daisy will keep the lead. Curb will fall to third as Meloetta now goes up to second. Oops, wrong button. Mr. Kill now making his way up to fourth. Passing the 66 of Grimnir Nation, who had some issues last week at Daytona. The Cheapmobile in the 30. Goob in the 00 and Raccoon in the 45. Two of these are winners from last year. And there's Hubers in the 07. Dragonite in the 23. And the rest of the field is this big group right here starting to separate a little bit on the inside lane. But still very close together as Tosto continuing to make moves on the inside lane. Way down the bottom where no one can touch him until he gets to the corner. He's going to get a run on the 22 of Space Cube at the 31. Almost got into Sisyphus there. Had to tuck in behind him and get that draft. And now he's going to try and pass Sisyphus once again. There's Kulinoa in the 79 who qualified really poorly. Now he's up to 25th. Hedgerton in the 06 as well, making up some spots. Whimsicott in the 89 has fallen further back, and so has Cold Steel since that restart. This pack is bunched up a little bit too. You've got 3 wide, 2 back as Raccoon making some moves to try and get to fourth. They're very tightly packed together like sardines back here. Like some kind of fish. And now Goob side by side with Mr. Kill for the 4th position. With help from the Hubris in the 07. Gets pushed up the track. Mr. Kill has the advantage on the outside lane. He has to go down the bottom to get ahead of Cube, but he is clear, I think. Now let me make myself clear. Mr. Kill has cleared the 00 of Goob, and now Raccoon goes to the bottom to make it 3 wide in turn 1. Raccoon now has the advantage ahead of the 00 of Goob as Meloetta now trying to make a run on Daisy, but Curb trying to get to second once again as Daisy continues to lead here at California. Raccoon also making it 3 wide again. Here comes Dragonite and Grimnir Nation right behind. The Sheepmobile lurking in the shadows as well. Remember, this 30 led every lap at a race in Nazareth, a track we no longer have on the schedule for obvious reasons. And Raccoon led every lap of a race at Memphis to get himself a win that would eventually end up getting him to be the champion of last season over this 07 of Hubris by 7 points. Daisy in the 44 doing a pretty good job, and I might also mention that the 66 of Grimnir Nation replaced the 25 from last season by the same owner. That cube finished 3rd in points last year, so if this 66 does pretty well, that bloodline is running pretty thin. Or running pretty well in that family of cubes. That's kind of a weird statement to say, but that's how it works, I guess. And now Curb making a run for second in that 01. Hubris slides up the track a little bit, trying to take the outside line to help Meloetta. These two have worked together in the past. Meloetta actually helped Hubris get a win at Dover last season, a track we also don't have on the schedule anymore, but... Actually, do we? I honestly forgot if we had Dover on the schedule. No, we do not. That track barely did not make the cut over Richmond. But now Curb. Hunting. Just so desperately hunting for a chance to get to the back end of Daisy. Getting that draft off of the 44, trying to take away her lead. She's led 24 laps in this race so far as we just got past the 1/4 mark. We are already half an hour through. That's how long these cautions are at this track. Meloetta making a dive down to the inside to take second place back. Goob now into 5th. Past Mr. Kill, who started to peter off a little bit in performance. But now we should start to see them pit around lap 60, so that'll be the time when green flag pit stops will pick up here at Auto Club Speedway. Hubris now trying to make a run for 3rd on the inside lane. Can she get there in time, though? She's going to have help from the 00 behind her. Mr. Kill in the 21, though, he's going to be continuing to be stuck in the outside lane here. As here comes Raccoon in the 45 as well, who has made his way up to 8th. I guess now is now right behind Sheepmobile at the 30, trying to get into the top 10. 70-sider also doing a pretty good job as well. Go-Go Mobile has fallen back since the initial start. There's U-Haul and Tram running together, a dynamic duo, I guess you could say. And Suncube, or Daytona winner. Packmobile, who finished 2nd at Daytona, so he's looking for some redemption after losing the race last week. Hedgerton in the 06, then Trafficon in the 22. And then Road Toad, and then the rest of the field. Klonoa and Sisyphus fell off a little bit there, but they're still making a ton of spots. But now they're trying to find the right time to try and pass people, as the field is now starting to thin out a little bit, but that doesn't mean that action will stop soon at all. As Curb now challenging for the lead, with Hubris and Goob right behind us. Meloetta has fallen like a rock. Curb takes the middle lane. He's going to use that to take the lead away from Daisy here. We have a new leader, but they're catching up on lap traffic. The slow 82 of Sad Knuckles. Curb is closer and closer to putting that 82 a lap down. Hubris and Daisy battling once again in this season. They battled at Daytona for a little bit, but now they're right in the close quarters racing here at California to try and battle each other once again. But right now, I don't think we'll have any yellows for a little bit because they're all spread out now. Crush Cube consistency. We are still holding last. I mean, he's not doing too bad. Oh, never mind. He's in 35th right now, but maybe Richmond will be his first good showing. I actually forget which stat he's the best in, but maybe Richmond, or actually I think road courses was his best stat, so look out for him to be a good qualifier and a good finisher at Circuit of the Americas in a couple of races. Yeah, he's still got pace. He has not been involved in a wreck yet, so he is still good on arrows. Now Hubris going for the lead in the 07. Not surprising, considering she was the regular season champion last year when we had the playoffs, but now there is no such thing as a regular season championship. There's only one. That is the grand champion at the end of the year. Yes, it was Super Speedway, so yeah, he must have gotten some pit stops that messed him up last weekend at Daytona. But now they are 3 wide for the lead, catching up to lap traffic. Goob and the 00 making a very bold move as Sad Knuckles goes to the bottom lane. That did not work out. Here comes Daisy on the outside trying to make it 4 wide for the lead as Curb gets away. But now Curb has to get around Sad Knuckles, and he does. But now Goob is there on the bottom lane, and Goob is going to take the lead away. Yeah, the plot armor will shine through, and he will win a race. So true. Raccoon gets out of there pretty smooth. Sad Knuckles is definitely going to stay on the outside here, which is best for everyone trying to get some positions. But they're 4 wide for a second. Look at this battle for the lead. So many contenders up front now that Sad Knuckles has slowed them down. Now Raccoon looking for the lead to try and lead a lap today. I believe Goob did end up leading that lap. I don't remember if that's actually some bonus points in this new point system. Ooh, Meloetta got way too close there. 4 wide in turn 3. Very, very dicey racing here at California. This is a wreck about to happen with how many cubes are bunched together. Now Daisy and Mr. Kill trying to make it 4 wide again. Can they do it? Barely. guy out of there as I gets backed out. 3 wide for the lead again. Here comes Hubris. Made a little contact with the 45 of Raccoon there, and she's going to take the lead away. Remember, these two, first and second in the championship last year, at least for the users' points. They finished 7th and 8th in the championship overall, but you remember at Homestead last season, these two ended up wrecking each other towards the end of the race. That prompted a green-white checkered finish, and Raccoon was 1 spot ahead of Hubris, and that guaranteed him his championship. And that was a very thrilling way to end the title for the Users Championship last year. But since it's a bit more balanced here, it should be easier to secure it than it was for Raccoon last year. We got a big pack of contenders now. Looks like Tosto, 70-sider up in this field as well. Goob in the 00, Metalowetta in the 7. Curb has fallen back to 5th in the middle lane with Grimnir Nation. Ooh, very close between the 00 and the 7 there. But Hubris is now going to hold the lead ahead of Raccoon, ahead of the rest of this pack as it starts to uncurl itself a little bit. It was coiled together like a snake, but now it's starting to find itself out a little bit. Tram in the 42 all alone by himself, and then this big wad of cubes. Look at Hedgerton in the 06. Started in the back of the pack, now is running 16th. A pretty good recovery for that 06, who did not run well at Daytona at all. Rotoad in the 96 also having a good run. Same with Space Cube as Sun Cube in the 56 almost takes out Rotoad as he wiggled a lot going into turn number 3. Almost lost it. And he almost turned that 96 into the wall and potentially could have caused a huge crash, but almost a disaster there for both of those two. Ooh, McQueen, I think he hit the wall there trying to get out of the way of Raccoon. He's going to hold out that 45 quite a bit. And now Metalowetta trying to get the lead from Hubris here. Both of these cubes winners last season, so no surprise that both these two are up front. Here comes Metalowetta to the bottom lane. Gonna take a sip of water real quick. Remember to hydrate every so often. Getting a bit of a run for the lead, but Hubris is clear across the line, but Metalowetta is going to have that momentum. Grimnir Nation in the 66 with a huge run off of the straightaway. Oh, it does not get to the bumper of the 7 of Metalowetta. Loses a lot of speed. And now Curb right on the back bumper of that 66. Yeah, Tram is actually having a pretty decent run right now. Oh, never mind. No, he did gain some spots. Oh, there he is. He's in 15th right now. He's caught up to this lead pack and is now drafting off of the 30 of Sheepmobile. Almost takes him down to the apron. Almost took out Sheepmobile, actually, but Tram now gets past the 30 and is now trying to get past the field filler of 70-sider in that 70. Ooh, Grimnir Nation trying to go for second here past the 7 of Metalowetta. And Curb in the 01 just trying to wait and see if anything happens. Actually, he might try and take it 3 wide, and maybe not. But Mr. Kill now back in 5th. Goob now falls to 6th. Haruhi now up to 7th. Same with Igus now in the top 10. And Daisy has fallen back to 9th, I believe. But she gained a couple spots on that lap, but Hubris continuing to lead. Let me move this. Also, last week at Daytona, I forgot to turn on that thing in Streamlabs that enables my ticker at the top of the screen. So now, we have all the positions flying by the top with our flag status and our lap counter. It's not accurate, considering it updates every lap, but it should be good enough to determine where your favorites are running at this time. Well, ding ding at every other cube, yeah. That's what Tram is doing. He's honking his horn and getting past. I believe he is still fighting with the 70 of 70-sider back there, but now Metalowetta uses the outside lane to get around Hubris for the lead, and she's going to take it away. As now both the 66 of Grimnir Nation and the 01 of Curb making this exciting lead lap battle. And Shadow is still on pit road. I think, you know what? I think Shadow might actually have the pit road glitch. Because sometimes, this happened last season with August, but it's always the fuel leaks. Sometimes whenever they have that, the game will just say, screw you, and send him to pit road for eternity. Yeah, Goob actually back up. Goob was leading a lap at one point, not doing too bad. Yeah, Shadow has still been on pit road this entire time. You know what? When I run my online races, when I ran my online season not too long ago, I think it was back in November. I ran at Sonoma, which is a road course, and one of the people I was racing against had a bugged pit stall, which means that they couldn't make any adjustments to their car. And that's basically what's happening to Shadow right now. He has a bugged pit stall, unfortunately. So he cannot, I don't think he can make any adjustments. Either he has a really, really bugged repair time, or he has a bugged pit stall, which is really unfortunate. Because that's what happened to Igus at New Hampshire last season. I don't think that happened anywhere else, but... Oh no, it happened to... God, who else did it happen to? It happened at Richmond as well. I think it happened to Melee Fox, who was the 92 last season. And that was the race that Red co-commentated in. But unfortunately, I'll not be hiring any co-commentators for this season because of scheduling stuff. And considering these races are so late at night, it might just be harder to get people in for this kind of stuff, especially since we have so many international. Goob and Igus almost made contact right there. He's just charging his energy. Yeah, he's just gonna blow up on pit road. He's gonna do a chaos. He's gonna do a chaos control. He's just gonna blow up and die. But only one DNF in this race so far, and is the 98 of Spark It Up. Unfortunately, our only DNF so far this race. And once you're behind the wall, you're behind the wall for good. You cannot recover from being out of the race. But Hubris now has a pretty sizable lead over the 01 of Curb and the 66 of Grimnir Nation. But now we're at lap 54. That means pit stops are coming up very soon. And green flag pit stops at this track. Uh-oh. We got an alert on the ticker. Who is it? Oh, it's 13 of Golgomobile on pit road. So since these guys pitted under the last caution, that means that Daisy and the 71 of Gentle Cat should be on pit road soon as well. So that means the rest of the grid should start pitting very quickly, or around the mid-60s. So this is a regular scheduled stop for the 13. And Gentle Cat, ooh, he's had a bit of a problem. He's very slow. He's 2 seconds off the pace. Well, then again, everyone's 2 seconds off the pace, so I guess he just got caught up by the 82 of Sad Knuckles. But Hubris is leading for now, but she's not got that much of a lead over the 01 compared to some of the leads she had last season. But once they start pitting, it should make things a little bit more interesting. Curb gets a great run into turn 2. Gains a lot of that momentum back. Now Daisy back up in the picture as well. As Mr. Kill falls back, Igus is now in the picture. And 70 Cider and the 45 of Raccoon. 71. Ooh. Oh, around goes the 19. The 70 goes around as well. They made contact going into turn number 3. Oh, don't go back up the track. Oh, they had to go in the grass to avoid her. Oh, Sisyphus and Puck. Oh, and McQueen hits her hard going into turn number 4, and that's probably going to take her out of the race. And the 95 is probably done as well. Third caution of the day, and that's just unfortunate for past winner at this track. That's probably going to take her and the 95 both out of this race. But that means everyone else will be able to come on pit road now. Now Daisy and Igus, or no, Daisy and Gentle Cat are going to take their stops. Now the 71 is off. But tough luck for the 19, who, like I said, won this race last season, got a top 10. Actually, no, was wrecked out of the big one last season, but won it in the original running of this series. And now everyone's coming down pit road. But actually, let's watch the pit road stops first, and then we'll go back to see what caused that crash. I believe both 70 Cider and Igus made contact there, and then McQueen ran straight into her. Thankfully, that could have involved a lot more people. But the 19, the 95, and the 70 all involved in that crash. Comolos is in shambles right now. Even though his cube, he entered a cube this season. He's in the 06. That is Hedgerton. That is his entry. And he's in the back of the field because he qualified pretty poorly, but he probably will have a good chance of getting good pit stops here. If I had... Oh yeah, Daisy already pitted. So Go-Go Mobile is actually going to have the lead, I think. Or no, he'll be back on the lead lap. So Igus is out of the race, so is Lightning McQueen. They are both out with action damage. Well, hi, Melody. Welcome to the stream. Yes, Meloetta is in this field. And who's going to win the race off of pit road? It's going to be Meloetta that wins it over Hubris, I believe. She's going to be out front. Goes from third to first off of that yellow flag. Then Hubris, then Curb, Grimnir Nation, then Goob. Raccoon gains a bunch of spots. Tram is up to the top 10. And so does Hedgerton, so he gains even more spots. But our caution is out for the third time here today at Auto Club Speedway. And we aren't even halfway. Incredible. So now that we've gotten through that, let's see what happened to the 19 to cause them to wreck out of this race. Let me just actually get to the 19. So it happened in turn 3. There's a 70 right there, who also got involved in that crash. Raccoon also in the mix as well. Both of these cubes were running in the top 10, so this is a bad break for both of them. After running so well. She cuts up in front of the 70 here. Ooh, this is where it gets dicey. 70-sider has a great run, just gets it to the back quarter panel. That also could have involved Raccoon, but they both take big hits there. And then the 19 slides down the track into traffic. They have to go into the grass to try to avoid her. And then, what's McQueen doing? Doesn't know where he's going. Crush Cube almost gets damaged from that, but he barely gets away. Good on him. And he almost gets hit again as he gets past the 19 who's smoking down there. Oh, and there's more contact between Bowser and the 95, I guess. So she would have made it to pit road, but Bowser made some contact as well. So the 85... Actually, let me go back and see how much damage he got. He probably didn't get that much, but I heard it. Yeah. Oh, and Heihachi barely got through that as well. Cuts right in front of Bowser. Actually, Bowser clips the 34. Oh, yeah, Bowser got a little bit of damage there, but he should be okay. He's running 34th right now. But tough break for the 85 as well. 9 weight. Yeah, he would have been fine. He would have probably flipped. He probably would have flipped them. But Go-Go Mobile actually is not your leader. Daisy is, though, because Go-Go Mobile got lapped under that green flag run because he pitted early. So Daisy will be your leader coming back to the green flag, so she's technically on the same pit cycle as everyone else now. Meloetta is going to be in second, then Hubris third, Curb fourth, Grimnir Nation fifth, Goob in sixth, Raccoon seventh, Haruhi eighth, ninth is Tram, and 10th is Mr. Kill. Actually, while we're still under this caution, let's go on board with the 95 of McQueen, as he was collected in that crash. Let's fast forward a little bit. And we'll go back here. Since the caution is already out right now, you can see the yellow lights on the caution lights. Bam. Nowhere to go. Actually, he had everywhere to go, but that was like me at Atlanta and score. But he is done for the day. But we're going back to green this time by Sad Knuckles, the only cube on that is a lap down that is still running, so he'll line up on the inside lane. Yeah, Heihachi is number 34. I don't know what that means, but if it's like a Tekken lore for him to be number 34, then that makes sense, but the 34 last year was the Germa cube, where it was just the imposter Germa face, and that one did not do very well, but Heihachi had some speed at Daytona, so where is he right now? He is currently 31st, so not doing too hot. But he might as well be still in the race considering how close he got to being involved in that crash. Same with Crush Cube. What happened to the One Piece to put him so far back in that 93? That's strange. Gotta take another swig of water real quick. Stay hydrated. But technically our leader will be Daisy, because these two are still not a lap down, so these two might still get lapped by the 44 if they're off pace, but Daisy's going to lead us back to green here. As we are back to green, at Auto Club Speedway. And now we are just about to get past halfway. The last race did not take this long, I swear. We're just having more cautions than usual. And oh, Daisy right on the back bumper of the 71 of Gentle Cat here. Meluetta now trying to get the lead away from the 44 here. If you consider who the owners of those two are, then these two might be considered teammates rather than rivals, but these two were rivals pretty much all of the end of last season, and now Daisy right to the bottom lane. Meluetta will lead that lap. On the outside lane, now Daisy trying to make a move around Gentle Cat to put him a lap down. Hubris is going to get slowed up by the 71 now. Oh, I have been pinged in Carts Arrest, but I can't even see it because my pings are off because of streamer mode on OBS. Yeah, this is the infighting of CGB. You've got Nicole and Darky right here, then you've got Minda right here. And unfortunately, Roxas does not have a cube this year. He did have one last year, but it was taken over by the 96 of Road Toad. He ran a Chow cube last year, which almost won a race at Dirt Bristol. But unfortunately, that configuration is no longer there. We're just running the regular concrete for Bristol. I bring the blows up. But yeah, a win here for Daisy would probably be very a Cinderella story, pun intended, for that princess. Because like I said, oh, right on the back bumper is Meluetta, just trying to push her out of the way. That's Gogomobile still trying to hang on to the lead lap. This 13 really needs a caution, but Daisy trying to put him a lap down here. And back in the back there, almost 4 wide. Looks like they will be as Tosto takes him 4 wide for a split second. Gets right to the back quarter panel of Goob. Goob is also now 4 wide between Dragonite, Tosto, and Raccoon as Raccoon backs out of that ordeal. Dead Hachi. I agree. Oh, wow. Goob with a big run. And Space Cube about to be in the top 10 as well. A field filler with a pretty good run. Started in the back, and now he is... No, Heihachi's having a good run right now. He is... Or not a good run, but he's still running right now. He is... 31st. 29th. Make them crash into Goob, that would be funny, I think. No, but I can throw a yellow flag. But the only way I'll be doing... Oh, look at that! Hedgerton in the 06 in 4th place. That's Comalos's cube making a good run into the top 3. Started way at the back of the pack and is now running for 3rd. What a run by that 06. Yeah, this is a dangerous track for running close together. If you were here for last year's race, you know exactly why, but that 06 trying to get past Gogomobile as best as he can, but Hedgerton now up to 3rd. Curb now sticking back in 4th, Grimnir Nation in 5th. Gentle Cat trying to hang on to as many positions as he can, but really he's not 4th position because he is a lap down in 37th. Tram now, I believe, is fighting for 6th. Right to the back bumper, that 71 of Gentle Cat. He's going to get a position here ahead of Hubris, who's fallen back a little bit since the restart. So has, oops, wrong button. So has Cube, or not Cube, Goob. Coma winner. Oh, he's making a run for the lead. Trying to get past Meluetta, now has to make a run towards Daisy, who has been so good at keeping that lead lap this entire race. But Hedgerton has a run coming out of turn number 2. What did they do to that thing to make it so fast? They must have put some crazy adjustments on that 06 to make it run so well. But now he's going to dive to the bottom, right to the back bumper of the 44 of Daisy. Can Hedgerton get to the lead? He has to get some draft on the back straightaway. That's the best chance he's got to try and get to the front. But he's going to go down to the bottom and try and get the lead away from Daisy here. Side by side in turns 1 and 2. They're just about dead even coming out of turn 2. The Golgomobile's going to give that 06 a little bit of a draft help. still side by side. And Hedgerton's going to take the lead away from Daisy. Still not clear of the 44, though. Now he is, and for the, what I believe, the 6th or 7th time today, we have a new leader. And now, Hedgerton leads their first lap this season, and their first lap in competition history. Going for Rookie of the Year, but now Daisy has a great run on the outside lane, trying to take that lead position back. Slimmy Cube will become canon. Meloetta now trying to make a run on curb, but with the help of the 13 of Gogomobile, who I believe has no damage, Hedgerton is going to get out and lead the race. But now Meloetta trying to make it 3 wide between curb and Gogomobile in the 13. Tram now up to 5th, past Grimnir Nation. Another cube that's made up a lot of spots at the start of this race. Tram having a pretty good run. And Whimsicott up to 8th. So those pit stops must have really helped that 89 who was struggling on that last run to get any sort of spots. But I think around lap 100 will be our next set of pit stops if they don't wreck by then. We're officially past the halfway point now. We're not by now, but we previously have passed the halfway point. But if you missed what I said in the stream at the start of the stream, I have some unfortunate news to say. Oh, as we have a battle for the lead between Curb and Hedgerton. But, unfortunately, they are making another Despicable Me movie, and I know it's going to be just as dog shit as the other ones were. I know, shocking. But they're making another one. But now Curb trying to make a run past the 06 of Hedgerton for the lead. He's been strong all day, running in the top 10, top 5. And he has led 3 laps today. Can he get past this 06 and take the lead away? But Meloetta is right there in that 7, trying to get back up front. She has also led 4 laps today, but Daisy has led the most laps here at 36. Yeah, they're just trying to milk. It's like how Toy Story is getting a 5th movie. Despicable Me is now getting a 4th movie. They're just milking their most successful franchise. And you know what's funny? The Mario movie is like a 7 out of 10, but it is the best movie Illumination has made by a long shot. All minions, God. Kill me now. Oh, Tram with a run on the inside. Gets very close to spinning out the 13 of Gogomobile. Almost made some contact there, but he's going to try and get 3rd from Cube. Or Curb. I'm going to make that mistake a lot this season by saying Curb's name wrong. I want the minions to die in a house fire. I want them nuked by the United States government. They should be eradicated. But Hedgerton continuing to hold his own against the 7 of Meloetta, a race winner from last season, so he's got a lot of talent right behind him. Yeah, Toy Story is getting a 5th movie, but like, there's no trailers of it just yet, but it is confirmed they are making a 5th one. I mean, Shrek's getting a 5th movie. Well, Shrek's getting a 5th movie too. I mean, that's common knowledge for now. Yeah, no more minions. We don't need any more of them. Yeah, Despicable Me's 4th movie trailer actually came out today. The only good thing about that trailer is that there are some songs that I like that are in it. Sweet Child of Mine is a banger, and I'm so sad that that song had to be included in that trailer. But Comolos' Cube, Hedgerton out front here at Auto Club Speedway. Tram now up to 4th as Daisy is falling back a little bit. Now Whimsicott up to 7th. And Dragonite making some moves as well. Pac-Mobile back up here as well. He's in the top 10, I think. Yes, he is. Just ahead of Hubris. Pac-Mobile finished 2nd last week at Daytona. Let's see if he can go back up and get back to that position. Kung Fu Panda 4 with no Furious 5. Yeah, I saw that. Oh yeah, Gru canonically had intercourse. He is canonically banged. I cannot believe this. I mean, it makes sense now. But yeah, Kung Fu Panda 4, it's probably going to be good. Who knows? I mean, bringing back old characters is just like a trope that the other movies have done. But like, I think it'll be alright. I think Kung Fu Panda 4 is probably the most least deserving of a sequel. He has 3 adopted daughters. Oh, yeah, he has 3 adopted daughters. Why does he have a son? That's a very good point, DG. Tram falling back a little bit, though. Whimsicott actually pushes Daisy way up to the outside line, but that 44 has been incredibly strong on the outside lane. It's Tram, nowhere to go in the middle. He's getting swallowed up. Oh, they're about to go 4 wide. I can smell it in my bones. I can feel it. Grimnir Nation, look out. Here comes the 4 wide salute. You want him the best, you got him 4 abreast. Got some Dirt Vision references up in here. And now Whimsicott falls back, trying to get around Tram and Daisy. Meloetta now passing Curb for second once again, but now Hedgerton is in the best spot they have been all season, even though there's only been 2 races, but still doing a very good job out here, keeping this lead. And if Hedgerton leads more laps than Daisy does, that'll be a most laps led bonus in points. I believe that is worth 5 points to lead the most laps in a race, so this is a good run for that 06. Yeah, the stream delay is normal, I guess. Should be expected because I'm using Spectrum, so which is a pretty inconsistent internet provider over here in the U.S. The KRU bites the bullet. I mean, yeah, that would have been really funny if you just made that spelling error. But now Meloetta actually gets a bit of a draft on the 06 of Hedgerton, looking to take that lead away. Let's see if there are any other battles going on in the pack right now. Sheepmobile and Raccoon fighting for, I believe, 11th. Yes, it is for 11th. Hubris now falls to 12th. And Gooba's falling back to 15th. There's Gunn. We haven't talked about him all day. Won a race late towards the end. Actually, no, he did not win a race last year. Klonoa now up to 17th. Started back in the pack. That 79 has made some great distance ahead of Mr. Now he's ahead of Mr. Kill. And there's the One Piece, who is 39th on that last restart, now in 19th. One of our biggest movers of the race so far. There's Space Cube, fell back a little bit. There's Sisyphus in 21st. Galaga has actually gained some spots as well, same with Cold Steel. Haruhi has unfortunately fallen back quite a bit. There's Omori Jr., Road Toad. These guys are basically the same as where they were. Heihachi now 30th, and Crush Cube now 31st. Still better than where they were, but not great. And these 3 goobers just hanging out together. Don't know what they're doing. Actually, might have a little bit of aero damage maybe from pit road accidents. And poor Shadow still on pit road, and Sad Knuckles still with that aerodynamic damage. Oh, actually, Hedgerton is catching up to that 82, about to put him another lap down. Coma, you are still winning with a little about 40 laps to go in this race. But there's 1 cycle of pit stops left in this race, and they should be coming around lap 100. So that cycle of pit stops will likely determine the winner if the winner pulls away like Hedgerton is doing now. We'll battle for third right here between Curb, Meloetta, Curb, Grimnir Nation, and Daisy. I mean, even if Daisy doesn't win this race, still a good top 5 finish after her disappointing performance at Daytona. Still be good for her owner, who is just tired of whatever happened to both of them last season, because they were just very inconsistent, both herself and the Cold Cube last season, who has since been retired, but now it is just Daisy in that team. See, originally in Season 1, you could submit more than 1 cube for a team, but I have changed that rule just to make it more even for people to win the Steam Game Grand Prize at the end of the season. So now it's just Daisy on that team. And we actually did have a second multi-cube team, but that owner of the owner of those cubes is banned from entering any further cubes because of problems they caused in another server, which is our first blacklist from a Cubecar. So they have been blacklisted for entering any of the cubes this season, but I don't really want to elaborate further on that, so we're just going to continue going on with battles in the rest of the field. Tram and Whimsicott Now trying to make some moves together, but now Gogomobile in the 13 trying to mess them up. Packmobile is running 8th, Dragonite 9th, and Tosto now 10th. And Raccoon is falling back to 11th. Hubris falling back even more to 14th. Gun in 15th. There's the One Piece, Goob, Mr. Kill, and Sisyphus all running together. Klonoa is now in, I believe, 20th now, falling back a little bit. Cold Steel in the 74, Space Cube, and Haruhi falling back even more. There's Heihachi Mishima. There he is. He ain't gonna sugarcoat it once he eventually wins a race. I'm calling it now. Heihachi is going to win a race this season. And if he doesn't, well, that's just unfortunate. But I believe he has the possibility to win a super speedway this race, because he almost won at Daytona, so once we get to our next super speedway, which I believe is Talladega, watch out for him to be a driving force in that race. Crush Cube not doing too bad. You know, he gained a spot over Le Cube de Baguette, but he now has to pass U-Haul, who has fallen back significantly. And Shadow still on pit road. But now Grimnir Nation and Meloetta trying to battle for second place. Only 15 more laps till our pit window opens up, and they'll be able to start coming down pit road for green flag pit stops. Only a few mechanical problems so far in this race, which is surprising considering this is a hot track. The engines run high at high RPMs. The engines do tend to fail a bit more often at these kind of tracks, so when we go back to a track like this at Michigan, we'll probably start to see this kind of action here. He's gonna throw all the other cubes off a cliff. Yeah. When Heihachi wins, we're gonna have a strange missing case of 41 other cubes the day after. It's gonna be weird. Yeah, their lap times are starting to slow down quite a bit. Once they get into the 40-second lap times, that's around when they'll start to pit. Imagine one of those film cube pits. Yeah. Those things are weird. Like, I haven't been to like a dedicated, like, what's the word? Like, I haven't been to a dedicated gymnasium in a while. I haven't seen, ooh, Meloetta's got a good run. But I haven't been to a dedicated gymnasium in a while, in probably over a decade, so I haven't seen one of those cube pits in a while. Meloetta loses all the momentum trying to chase down a leader. Here comes Curb with some draft, but he's not going to take a look on the inside of turn 2. He's actually going to take the outside lane. Ooh, is that going to work out for him, though? No, it does not. He can't run the inside. He can't run the outside as well as Daisy does. Daisy has probably been the best outside lane leader so far in this race. So strap them all to a missile. The Cuban missile crisis. Oh my god. All right, how do I pin messages? There we go. There we go. I'm pinning that shit. That one's too funny. Tram has fallen back to 7th place as Daisy and Whimsicott have both gotten by. Dragonite has moved up to 8th, Packmobile falls to 9th, and now Tosto out of the top 10. He is going to be passed by our defending series champion Raccoon in 10th. These two goobers battling at it once again. These two actually battled for the win at Dover last season, so seeing these two together again is no surprise. Then Sun Cube, our Daytona winner in 14th. Funny has been achieved, I agree. Now we'll go back to our leaders as that battle was actually getting pretty intense. Somehow Hedgerton is holding off 4, almost 5 cubes at the same time, hunting him down for that lead. But in around 10 laps, they'll have to pit, so Hedgerton has to have a good pit stop to at least do better once the green flag pit stops end. And what he has to do, basically to have a better chance at staying out front once these pit stops begin, is that he has to... Oh, here comes Curb for the lead, by the way. But he has to pit early. That's the strategy for a track like this, because if you pit early, you'll have more speed when everyone else has to pit, because the track is so big. It's easier to get pickup speed at this track during green flag pit stops than it is at other tracks. Especially at tracks like this in Daytona, it is much faster here. Now Grimnir Nation up to second as Curb lost a ton of momentum trying to pass for second, and he is way back in the field with Daisy and Whimsicott. And Tram trying to get some draft as well. Gogomobile falling off a little bit. But who knows who the leader will be once we get through green flag pit stops. But thankfully that means we will not have to deal with a fuel mileage finish like we did last season. But in the original running of this race in the original season 2, when I ran this in a different Discord server, there's a cube named Hee 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 Ha. If you watched last season, you'll remember him. He won a few races last year. But he was about to win the race, and he ran out of fuel on the second to last lap, and then the 19 of Igus took the lead, ended up winning the race. And now Grimnir Nation going for the lead here at Auto Club, and the owner of that 66, who you may remember, it's Gal. If you know her, she is frequent in the kart community. She submitted a different cube last season. The only win that cube got was a, not even joking, rain-shortened race at Phoenix, where my power went out mid-race, and I had to simulate the finish, because I have a policy is that if my power goes out mid-race, I'll have to simulate the race. Or past halfway, I'll have to simulate the race, just like it would happen IRL. And now Igus is dead. Igus has died in both of the last 2 races here, so you can tell this is not a very lucky track for her. 1 win and 2 DNFs is definitely not a very consistent record at a track like this. 3 wide for third here between Goob, Daisy, and Curb. Whimsicott looking for a chance to get up to front and maybe even win this race if he gets a good time on pit road. And then Tram looking to potentially steal a win because he's in 7th right now, not too far behind our leaders. If he gets some good pit stops, he may have a chance to win. Shakespearean, yeah. Got an alert on the chat bar. It's the 26 with an engine problem. That is 26-foot U-Haul. He is smoking at the rear end of that thing, and I believe he is done for the day. The hot California heat takes its toll on this cube early on, and he is going to be done for the day. Unfortunate for that field filler, but that's just how it be sometimes. Had a decent run early on in the race, but unfortunately he's going to have to end up pulling behind the wall. Let's see what his DNF reason is for. It is for the camshaft. Oof. Not an easy thing to fix. He is done for the day. I don't think U-Hauls can race. Well, if you're around in the 2000s, you should have seen that campaign where they got a UPS truck to race. When they still sponsored. That was definitely a time. Who's going to move your furniture now? But now the 66 of Grimnir Nation has a run on Hedgerton for the lead. Not going to get it. But he is there. Crush Cube crushed him. If U-Hauls can race, then Trams definitely can. True. So true. Good point, DG. The Hedgerton is going to keep that lead for a little bit longer. And only about 6 more laps, actually 8 more laps, until Hedgerton can pass Daisy for the most laps led in this race. He's going to need to haul ass, though, after these pit stops, and for him to get away with a win here in California. They won't catch any more lap traffic before the end of this one. And with U-Haul retiring from the race, that means Sad Knuckles will gain a spot in the standings. The Shadow, poor guy, he's still on pit road. But this group is basically all in contention for the win if any of these guys have problems on pit road. Which is unlikely, but it happened to Daisy once when she was trying to get a win. But now Daisy's up to 3rd. Curb slides up the track. He falls back a little bit, and now Daisy's now up to 3rd, trying to get some draft from the 66 of Grimnir Nation. Yeah, I cut off dumbass Hedgerton from the name because it was too long for the name system. So I just put in Hedgerton. It's either dumbass or Hedgerton, but I wanted to put in Hedgerton because, let's be real, I want to keep it as mildly family-friendly as possible, even though I did talk about Guru banging earlier, so oops, but Goob fell off. Yeah, where is Goob right now? 20th. Yeah. Goob just probably needs some better adjustments on the next pit stop to get back in the running. So they're all lining up pretty single file, so they look like they're about to commit to pit road pretty soon. They haven't gotten to the... Oh, actually, Curb is in the 42nd lap time, so he is probably going to be one of the first to pit. Behind Gunn, yeah. But watch this pack, especially when they come to pit road, because if any of these guys pit together, that could determine potentially who wins this race. And whoever comes out first, so that's going to be something to watch towards the end of this one with 25 laps to go here in California. And if we get a caution, ooh, that'll change everything. Hedgerton gets a bit of an advantage over these guys now, so we've reached the pit window. Who is going to pit first? As last time they pitted was around lap 56. So anytime now, they'll be coming down pit road and getting tires and fuel. But who knows? They might take some different strategies towards the end of this race. Try and get less fuel, or maybe 2 tires. Actually, they have to take 4 tires at this rate. But maybe some of them will take less fuel and take less time on pit road. Who knows? Daisy, though, trying to pass that 66 of Grimnir Nation for second place as Hydroton continues to get away. These will probably be your best catastrophic accident. Yeah, someone's going to have an engine failure. And well, no, we don't really have anyone bunched enough to cause a big one. Maybe. Last year we had a big one, even though the whole field was all spread out. But it's a bit late now for any types of big accidents. But who knows? Oh, first takers on pit road. Galaga is in. Omori Jr. is in. Gogomobile is in. So is Shadow and... Or not Shadow and Bowser. Sunnyside and Bowser. So those are our first takers onto pit road for these green flag pit stops. Anyone of this lead pack coming in? Oh, Whimsicott is in. So is Tram. And so is Packmobile. So those are some of our first takers. Looks like Crush Cube is coming in. He moved up to 21st before he had to pit there. Probably because some other cubes pitted, but he's going to have to be one of the first to pit here. And now Traffic Cone as well. So everyone is on the same strategy, so they'll all be pitting within the next few laps. Actually, pitting early is probably better. Yeah, Shadow is in. I am not wrong about that. But these guys will definitely be coming in very soon. Actually, none of our leaders are pitting now. Looks like Tosto's coming down. So Tosto is in. Looks like Hubris and the One Piece are in. Looks like Klonoa's coming down. Oh, contact between Klonoa. Oh, and around goes Haruhi. No caution as Le Cube de Baguette and Haruhi hit the wall. Is there a yellow flag from that? No, we stay green. Very, very close to fucking over everyone on pit road there. But that could have been huge, because if these guys were on pit road, they would have waited for the pace car, and that would have put them a lap down. That was close. Oh, but now our leader is coming onto pit road. Hedgerton is in. Curb is in. Meloetta is in. Dragonite now staying out. Raccoon is in. Mr. Kill, Gentle Cat. Well, a lot of guys coming in now. Goob, Suncube, Cold Steel, and Gentle Cat. And Mr. Kill, and Sisyphus. Klonoa staying out for now. Space Cube is in. Pawk is in. Road Toad is in. Haruhi in. She's going to probably fix that damage. Same with Le Cube de Baguette. So Sad Knuckles has yet to pit, I don't think. Grimnir Nation, Daisy, Dragonite, Sheepmobile, Gun, Tram, Whimsicott, and Klonoa. Packmobile all have left to pit. So those are the guys we're waiting on. Here comes Grimnir and Daisy down pit road. As everyone else in this the leader pack is coming out now. And Hedgerton is going to get out ahead of Curb and Meloetta. This is big. This is give him a better chance of actually catching up to Daisy here. Klonoa is in, so is Gun. I don't believe Heihachi's come down pit road just yet. No, he did. He did come down pit road. He had a slower lap time that time. Almost everyone, I believe, has come down pit road now. Let's see if Hedgerton will be able to pass Daisy before she comes out of pit road. Ooh, they're taking 1 can of fuel. Interesting. So they are gambling on strategy here, which actually may not make him go to the end of the race. Well, with 20 laps to go, yeah, they'll make it to the end of the race. Dragonite is out. Daisy, looks like Hedgerton is going to pass Daisy, and it looks like he's also going to pass Grosvenor Nation as well. But it's going to be close. And yes, he will get ahead of the 66. But Tram, I believe, is not going to be second after he passes Grosvenor Nation here. Unless the 66 can get back up to speed. Ooh, wow. Very close between Tram and Grosvenor Nation. Almost made some contact there. Exiting pit road. Now, Whimsicott's going to be up to third. Curb's going to be in fourth. But these two have to work together to draft up to the 06 of Hedgerton and try and take away the lead with less than 20 laps to go here in California. Can they do it? Potentially. I have faith that they could probably get up there. But who knows if they will or not. And also, Daisy was the last one to come down pit road, so she probably suffered the most. Interesting now to note that the One Piece, the 93, is also now in the top 10. And so is Pac-Mobile. So those two definitely benefited the most from pit road. But these two battling for second, that's going to help Hedgerton a lot. Tram was a 38.94. Ooh, he was faster than Hedgerton that lap by a lot. And by the way, I have not mentioned it yet this race, but our fastest lap of the race so far is the 44 of Daisy with a 38.531. Tram is faster than Hedgerton, but only back by about a little under than a second. And both of their owners are in chat right now, so this is a very tense moment. I believe Curb's owner is in chat as well. Both of the owners are in the stands, just pushing each other to try and figure out which one is going to get to the line first. Tram was once again faster that lap. That whole pack, I believe, was faster than Hedgerton that lap. Actually, Curb was the fastest. He just ran his fastest lap of the race at 38.654. Not too far from our fastest lap of the race. Gogomobile has now run the fastest lap of the race. Yeah, DG, you are now in second, but here comes Whimsicott in the 89, trying to take away that second place spot. And they have caught up to the 06 of Hedgerton, as he is slower in that clean air, but these guys are all drafting together to try and get up to him. Whimsicott now to second with 15 to go. It's shaping up to be an exciting finish here in California. That's for sure. But Hedgerton has been very, very good at defending that lead position all races. He has officially passed Daisy for the most laps led in this race. He has now led 40. Daisy has led 36, so he will get those 5 bonus points regardless of where he finishes. Whimsicott trying to pass Tram for that position, sends him up the track. And now, will he get to the front? Where's Klonoa? 27th. Where's Crush Cube? Ooh, Crush Cube is 19th. Actually improved his spots off at the pit stop. Only gained 2, but pitting early definitely helped him there. Whimsicott in the 89. Loses a little bit of momentum to the 06 there, as Tram now falls to third. I can imagine the owner of that 89 would also be very happy with their Cube winning a race today, as they are not a winner in Cubecar yet, because this is the first year that they have submitted a race or debuted. Haruhi with the aerodynamic damage, about to go a lap down to Hedgerton. Gets right on the quarter panel of the 55, but that's going to allow both the 89 and the 42 of Tram to catch up, and now we have a battle for the lead. Now Curb and Raccoon as well, our defending series champion, trying to get up in here as well, as the lead pack has expanded quite a bit. falling all the way back to Tosto in the 17. So Hedgerton has about 8 or 9 different cubes behind him. Yes, that is Menda's cube, the 89. And there's Sad Knuckles, another lap cube with some damage from an earlier crash. Trying to hang on. He is, I believe, now about to go 3 laps down. These two have made a bit of a breakaway ahead of our lead pack because they're racing each other. Toaster with a great run in that 17. Also had a good run at Daytona last week. Hedgerton gets around the lap traffic of Sad Knuckles. Sad Knuckles is going to block the middle lane. That's going to give Curb the advantage going into turn 2. That's going to slow up a lot of guys fighting for the win here. Tram gets ahead of him, but Meloetta does not. And Daisy's going to be held up again as Meloetta gets right in front of the 66 to try and get past him. And he does. Ooh, we got an alert on the ticker. The 11 of Pac with a problem. A tire down on the 11. He's going to have to slow down. Oh, is he going to stop? Uh-oh. That might be a yellow flag. If it is, we might have a green-white checkered finish. Oh, caution! I thought I heard a crash. No, I did not, apparently. I heard scraping noises. That may have been Pac going on the banking, but no caution. My bad. But Pac is stuck on the track. No caution from that. And he's going to get to pit road. We'll go back to our leaders. Hedgerton doing his best to hold off Curb. That is right behind. Ooh, Raccoon to the back end of Whimsicott sends him up the track. I don't think he made any contact, but he got very tight in that corner trying to battle with that 45. Now Raccoon up to 3rd. What a run for that 45 late in this race. And I believe the 93 is now in the top 10. That is the One Piece back in the top 10, fighting with Pacmobile for that last spot in the top 10, but that is not what we are focused on right now. This is the chance for Hedgerton to make history, making 2 rookies in a row. Not really making history, but 2 rookies in a row, winning 2 different races. Can it happen here at Auto Club? But Curb had a great run out of turn 2, gained some momentum right there. I'm going to take my last swig of water for the night. Ooh, Le Cube de Baguette. Holding up the leaders a little bit. Another cube with damage. That's going to hold up our leader a little bit. Hedgerton will get by, but Curb and Raccoon both closed in on that lap. Curb got a great run on the front straightaway, and he's going to look to the inside in turn number 1. He's going for the lead. Curb now to the point, as Raccoon follows behind, and Whimsicott and Meloetta not far behind in 4th and 5th. I'll see how Hedgerton can do to try and draft with Raccoon to get back up front. RNG sucks. I haven't rolled Emerald yet. Baguette. Here comes Whimsicott trying to pass Hedgerton for 3rd, going 3 wide with Le Cube de Baguette in the 60. Another alert on the chat box. It is the 11 on pit road. Finally fixing his tire issue. So Pac is going to get those tires changed after fixing that damage. Getting his right side tires changed, so. But he's going to be multiple laps down now, unfortunately. Hedgerton now catching up behind the draft of Cube as Raccoon now goes to the point. Bumper to bumper racing, like you said, here at Auto Club. That's the kind of racing we like to provide here in the most unprofessional professional racing we have on NR. As Pac now exits pit road. Actually, will he hold up our leaders? Because he is now just coming off pit road, and he's now just getting up to speed. So they might actually catch up to the 11 here. Raccoon has a bit of an advantage here over Curb and Hedgerton. Whimsicott now fourth in this pack right here, trying to settle it for fifth. As Baguette now trying to slow that outside lane. Pac is still on pace. His last lap does not exist. Holy shit, he's run a null lap. Probably because he went a lap down. Oh, the 13 of Golgamobile with the fuel leak. He's not slowing down, but he will have to come down pit road. Problems for a Cube that was running well early in this race, but unfortunately fell down a lap after being involved in an incident. Hadgerton goes way down to the apron, trying to make whatever lane he can work, try and get past Curb. But Curb has been so good on these straightaways, he may have a chance to get past Raccoon with 4 laps to go this time by. Curb trying to sneak by on that bottom lane. He gained quite a bit of momentum on the 45 here to try and take back that lead lap status. Can he do it? Can Curb make it 2 rookies in a row? Or can our defending series champion bring in his title defense with a bang here at Auto Club? As now the 06 falling back a little bit, but actually gains a lot of momentum on a straightaway. 3 laps to go this time by. Hadgerton ran faster laps than both Curb and Raccoon, but not by very much, because he's still got that draft. Actually, Tosto now has the fastest lap of the race at 38.325. Now running with this group right here. 13 now on pit road for damage repair and some fuel. Curb falling back a little bit. Now Hadgerton trying to go for second. 2 to go this time by. Can either of these two try and make a run for the lead as the defending series champion Raccoon trying to start his title defense with a bang? Oh, Curb has a huge run to turn 2. He's right on the back bumper of that 45. He might try and peek to the inside here to try and get a move. Yes, he is. Curb now trying to go for the lead with Hadgerton in tow in the 06, but Raccoon has a great run on the outside line. He's going to block him off here in turn 4. Coming to the white flag this time by, we could potentially have a 3-way battle for the lead, just like we did at Daytona 1 week ago. White flag, last lap. Who's going to win it here in California? Ooh, Curb lost a lot of momentum there in turn 2. Raccoon had an amazing run entering turn number 1. I believe that might decide it there. I don't think Curb has any chance on catching up to the 45 here. Is Curb going to have a run? No, he's not. Coming out of turn 4 for the final time. Didn't lead up until the end of this race, but he's going to start off his title defense with a bang. Raccoon wins at Auto Club for his 4th career win. And it's over. 1 hour and 35 minutes later, it is over and completed. And here is your top 10. Raccoon wins, Curb 2nd, Hadgerton 3rd, Whimsicott 4th, Daisy 5th, Grimmer Nation 6th, Tosto 7th, Meloetta falls back to 8th, Tram to 9th, and Sheepmobile gets a top 10. And let's find where I saved this to. Here it is. No, that's not it. Oh, where is it? Hold on. I have so many seasons saved. Hold on. Cubecar, S2, R2. Boing. We did it. So Raccoon wins here at Auto Club Speedway. And since we've gotten that exported, actually, let me just go ahead and do that again, just to be safe. That'll give me my points standings. So that is it. That's the action here today at Auto Club. On Tuesday, we'll be back racing once again at Richmond for some short track racing action. 200 laps at that 1 mile or 0.75 mile track. But until then, we'll see you then, and have a good night.